The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Nathan, otherwise known as Old Man Builds. Just want to say hello to everybody out there. Man, we're having a good day. Three-Eye Atlas is sitting behind the sun right now. You know, we talked about this earlier, probably months ago, and we discussed what would happen if they come through our solar system and if it was alone. Well, we found out it wasn't alone at all. We actually found out that some of the stuff on Three-Eye Atlas broke off a little bit and leaves a little bit of fragments. There's various reports out there that it could be an alien contact that's doing this. Could it be a mothership coming through our solar system? That's something that could be prophesized for a lot of people. They look at the 22,500 year cycle. Could we be close to that, the age of Aquarius? You know, when I look at this thing, I start to realize that I don't think it's going to maneuver behind the sun like most people think. I do think it's just checking out our solar system, though. Trajectory is going straight by all the main planets in the solar system that are closest to the sun, the ones that would be in the Goldilocks zone. You see that it's going right by Mars, Venus, it goes by Earth, and then it goes by Jupiter. Jupiter's moons could also be habitable. There's many scenarios where under that ice, they probably have living creatures under there. We also had at one time radio emissions coming from Ganymede, from the Jupiter moon. Is it extraterrestrial? You see, that's the big question here. Is it just something that goes through our solar system that's prophesized to go through like Planet X is? Or is it not big enough to be Planet X? Is there something that's supposed to come in behind it? Is this just basically the scout before we come into something much bigger? I think it's a fascinating question. If it is the prophesized return of the Anunnaki, are we ready for it? Are we technologically high enough on the scale to be ready for this? Do we have the maturity to deal with it? Those are the questions I have. Seeing an alien, I think people get over it fairly fast. Okay, that's what they look like. This is what they do. Yeah, there's a certain amount of curiosity there, but I think in this day and age, growing up with, Firefly, or you grow up with Star Trek or SG-1, things like that, no problem. We can get over the appearance of things and how they look. I wonder if we can get over their technologically superior crafts. Can you, with your ego, get over it? Is it going to be something the military is going to be afraid of? Is it going to be something that we can put into our society? We all think that we can deal with it right away. Something tells me that on a day-to-day person situation, most of us can handle all of it. There are going to be some people that just can't handle anything. Those are the people that can't handle life as it is now. Am I worried about that? No. I think it's the people that in charge that are going to have the biggest problem, because it's something that they can no longer control. You see, everybody says we want a world nation. That's not true. It's not true at all. And I'll tell you why. Because then they have to listen to the rest of the people in all the other countries. And our government does not want that at all. They don't want to listen to them. They just want to control them. They don't care what they say. They simply want control. So what happens if you get in a situation where you're technologically inferior and you have no control? This is the real thing here. Is this an advanced piece of technology coming out to scout us? Well, it's going on the right path, isn't it? It's going by all the important stuff that we need to see. It's going for all the zones that could be in the habitable zone of a solar system. There were reports that it was putting water on Mars, and then other reports that that wasn't happening. I think that was a fairly interesting scenario if it did. It would have been really cool to find out that it was an interstellar seeding ship. Something that comes through a solar system that would seed planets as they need it. Get them along the evolutionary path to change a few things that could make them habitable. That would have been so much more interesting. Maybe it's checking it out for another ship to come by and do it. I would love to see that it came by and did that. What are the biggest concerns that we may have now? That it's going to attack. That we're not ready for an attack. Sure, we have nuclear weapons, but nuclear weapons in space aren't very good, and we know it. We've tried them. We've actually, as the United States, have launched 4 nuclear weapons into space, as the Russians did as well during the Cold War. They launched at least 4 nuclear weapons into space. And the actual fallout is not good. It basically gave more radiation to our Van Allen belt, trapping us within the planetary system we're in. That didn't work out for us. I do not think it's going to have the impact that they're looking for in space. Space is too big. The bomb is too small. So what if they land? What if they come here and simply land? What do? Do you greet them? Do you let the government take care of it? What if they come here and just contact the people that are already here? What if they put people here a long time ago and they're coming back for a field report? They're coming back to see if we're actually a civilization we're saving. Did we use technology to a point, but we're able to grow past it without destroying our planet? A lot of us worry about that when we build devices. Is it something that's going to destroy our planet? Well, what if they're here to check that out? Did we learn our lesson, or do we continue to be a military industrial complex and keep blowing things up? Are we learning our lessons? And it doesn't get to be judged by those in charge now. This goes back to old Indian tradition and the things that they talk about. Did you live with the land? Did you protect the land? Did you make it better for others, or did you ruin the water channels that go around? Things like that, things that everyday society doesn't think about, but things that the Indian people of the Americas think about all the time. That is their main concern. Their life is to preserve the land for those who come after them. Maybe that's what alien culture wanted. Maybe that was a stepping stone to us getting to the next level. It would suck to have people come by in a ship that could advance our culture, and because we're too ignorant to see that we should be living within our culture and within our means on our planet, that didn't happen. I honestly hope they would stay for a while and look some more. There are a lot of good people that would just don't know how to get there yet. They don't know how to overcome the stuff that we're in or the society we're in to get to the point where we can live in harmony, but still have advanced culture, still have advances in technology. Both can happen simultaneously. It's never a choice of one or the other. I want to see aliens here on our planet. Why? Because I want to visit theirs. I want to see that there's more out there. I want to see the God that went over everything in the entire cosmos, just not our planet alone. Because I don't think it's the case that it's our planet alone. We are a seeded planet. We are a planet that is continuously producing life. I think there's other solar systems out there that do the same. The greatest hope for humanity is that we grow beyond everything into that next realm where we can be the interstellar travelers to help other people. But I'd never want to miss the opportunity to meet those who came before us that would help us. Do I think it's a ship? I don't, but I want it to be. I really do want it to be. I want it to be a wake-up call to our society to get us out of our own way. Forget the little petty differences we have now, and let's move on to something bigger as an entire planet, not just as, a fragmented society. I think a lot of people agree with me on that. We all want to get beyond this. We want to see what else is out there. We don't want to go on and live our lives the same way that we do now. We always think that there's something more for us. What if it's us returning to see our progress? What if they went through the cycle of the flood and they knew it was coming and they got out and they came back? Do they rejoin society? Do they come back and share everything that they know? Is it the Anunnaki coming back to get some more gold? I don't think they came here for gold at all. Once you understand technology, you know you can pretty much make the stuff. Why would they come here for that? I don't think that that's what it was at all. I think that there's a certain society around here that knew that this was coming. The Egyptians prophesied it. If you look at the Black Pyramidum in the Egyptian Museum, which is just the top of a pyramid, you're going to see an interstellar traveler on the side. It's on the right side of it. We knew something was coming. We knew when we heard about Planet X and the stories about Planet X that there was something coming. We knew that we had a visitor coming. There was no question about it. There was a question in the translation, was it a planet? Was it some large object that came through our solar system? We're going to have to go and reevaluate every single one of those stories to see exactly what it was. You see, a solar system isn't the same every time. You see, there could have been the planet Tiamat out there that was between Mars and Jupiter. Though everybody continuously says there's not enough mass there to be a planet. Well, no kidding, because when a planet explodes, then it would basically blow out a lot of its mass to other planets and have impacts everywhere, which is pretty consistent with what we see. If it happened millions of years ago, it could have taken out the dinosaurs, reshaped our entire Earth, also taken out Mars at the exact same time, taken out one of Mars' moons. It could have done a lot of damage. If it went into Jupiter, Jupiter would just consume it. I think we misunderstand history in that way. Somebody says, oh, no, there's just not enough. Well, you're fighting the wrong argument here. How much could have been brought out to other planets is what you should be asking, not how much mass is there to build a planet. Obviously, we know that there's a moon still stuck inside the asteroid belt. Why is it there? You see, planetary masses don't just build out little moons like that, not this close in. That's not the way that it happens. Did we catch our moon? No, it was built right alongside us. Sorry, there's no getting around that one. If you understand how things are built out, you knew it built right away. It's not a capture at all. Some people say it's an alien spaceship. Well, if it's an alien spaceship, then they know that this stuff's coming through our cosmos. And then what now? See, there's a lot of questions out there on this kind of stuff that comes into play. We, in December, right before Christmas, 3i Atlas comes right by our planet. It is our gut check. Is it alien? Is it going to stop? Is it going to slow down behind the sun? Could we be looking at a situation where we are the inferior to a superior race? And I don't mean that as you as a person. I just mean technologically being what they are. They might just be. Might just be a bunch of passengers on a ship that were picked up a long time ago. And then maybe some of their relatives wanted to come back. We don't know the answer to that. That's why it's so intriguing. That's why everybody's so interested in it. There's people literally on TikTok that look at this thing every single day and they swear that there's a swarm of alien ships coming upon us, that there's no way it's not a mothership. And they're absolutely 100% convinced of it. For the average person, they don't know anything about it. They probably don't pay attention. For those of us who are in this community, we all look at it, and we probably all look in wonder of it and say, could it really be? Could the stories be true? Did we actually look at it correctly and get the right years? Are we close to it? Is this a precursor? Could it just be an anomaly? What I am concerned about is not so much this one, if it's just something coming into our solar system. The trajectory of it really bothers me, though. When you start to look at it and you see how close it gets to Mars, to Venus, to Earth, then over to Jupiter. What if it was bigger? What if it was off course when it came in? That really concerns me. If it wasn't this cycle, what was one of the cycles before it? Did it come by too close to one of the planets and start causing problems? Is it something that would have caused a whole lot of problems that have come next to Earth? You don't have to hit anything. You just have to mess with the gravity of it as you fly by. I think that's one of the main concerns about this thing. We saw several other objects with it. I think it was named Lemon, and there was, so we're at 3i Atlas, so there was 1 and 2i that came through already, but they said there were normal comets, which would make sense if an interstellar traveler came through our solar system. We have a giant ring that goes around our solar system, and on the outside of that, there's a bunch of rock and debris and other things like that it could have hit and dropped those on their way and hit them and, kind of like pinball, forced them into our solar system. So it makes sense that those would be, just average comets. Whatever that happened put this thing on a non-collision course, or maybe it was there originally, with our planet, which is something that's very thankful for all of us. There's a bigger implication here if it's not a visitor from beyond, and it has to do with the science aspect of the actual solar system. You see, any kind of mass going close to a mass in space causes gravitational changes. It causes heat differences. It causes the sun to pick up its activity. We've noticed now for the last 15 to 20 years that the sun's activity has increased quite a bit. They always call it a yellow sun, but it's almost getting to a level of white in the sun. And that changes how it's actually operating, which changes everything in our solar system, because everything in our solar system is entangled to the sun itself. So what happens when a bigger gravitational mass comes through our solar system? You see, that's the problem here. What if it's triple the size of this one? We're going to have some major shifts go on. Everybody talks about a planetary shift as, does our North Pole go to our South Pole go to our North Pole? Well, that's not the biggest shift that I worry about. It's the increase in the activity of the sun. As the sun increases, its rays increase. The amount of energy pushed towards our planet increases. Therefore, it gives our planet more energy, but it also brings more destruction on the surface of the planet that would almost make it inhabitable on the surface of the planet with all the solar rays coming in. We're having trouble with our ozone now. See, it's not thick enough like it should be. We're still getting rays through it all the time, causing skin problems for everybody and things like that. Yeah, what happens if an interstellar traveler goes by Venus too close? Is it going to turn around, flip, switch its poles? It's an interesting concept to have when you're looking at something like this. I guarantee you, in the Vatican right now, they have in their archives a bunch of stuff that would tell us exactly what's going on with this. They collected it over the years and hoarded it. And they put every rule in place to stop us from finding it. Like I said, I wish it was aliens that came through. It'd be an easier concept to deal with than something that's going to destroy our solar system, that's for sure. They come over to try to take us over. Well, they get to learn real fast what kind of individuals we are and how little tolerance we have for that type of thing. That wouldn't work out too well. I'm going to say this. I don't think it's an interstellar travel. Not this one. Could it be a something that comes through our solar system and looks and evaluates us? Yes. Is it the real deal? Is it the mothership? I don't think that it is. Could it be a satellite? Something to check things? Could it have a satellite on it that somebody from a different solar system said, "Hey, let's just attach a satellite to this, and then we'll wake it up as soon as it gets to another solar system"? That could absolutely be true. That's the way I'd do it. If you couldn't pull off interstellar travel, then guess what? Put it on there, attach it to there, let it go to another solar system and find out. One of the things that's lost upon people is how we actually have our planetary systems traveling through the solar system. We're closer to other solar systems than they say we are. And I mean this in this way. If you get to the edge of our solar system and drop out, you got to remember that the actual galaxy is still spinning. So if you drop out of our solar system, is everything around it still at the same speed? What if it's not? What if you went out of our solar system, went into dead space, and another solar system came by? What then? Then that would make it so much faster for travel, wouldn't it? Not out of the realm of possibilities based on how things work. It's not defined how they work. Nobody's got out there yet. We look at galaxies and stuff like that, but they're no more than little dots on a map, no more than Atari graphics from our point of view. You can't see any of that stuff. They make observations based on temperature and things like that. They really have no idea what's out there. Not in the way that you would need the details like they try to say that there is. And don't get me wrong, I love all the beautiful planets that they put up and all the guesses that they have, but they're not correct. There's not enough information out there. Rock from another solar system. How did it get from the other solar system? That's another curious question. Did the other solar system blow up? Was there fragments that were left over from building solar systems? What is it really? Is it something that hangs out outside of our solar system and just waited to get in? Is it, as people say it acts differently when it comes towards our solar system, and they say that the gases are going on both sides. Well, yeah, it is. So what? It just means that there's something different going on. It doesn't mean that it's anything different than a rock. It all depends on the chemical composition of what it's made of on the inside that would change everything like that. Maybe it's just a little different that way. Maybe it's hollow on the inside. From everything that I've seen, the tight spirals that are in it, there's something inside of it for sure. And it's different for a reason. It's showing self-structuring plasma in its core. It's showing the fields that go out from that. And it's showing what would happen when it goes around gravitational masses when it has that. Which means it's different. That's what it means. Most things are just rocks going through a solar system. Sometimes you have magnetism in it. You definitely have gases that build up on them that turn into ice, which all those burn off. But in this, it's showing something different. It's showing coherent plasma in there that's self-structuring. And when you have something like that, it could be the core of what could be a planet one day, or what could have been a planet that got blown apart. Either way, it's showing the same structure. That means when they theorize is planet X coming through the solar system, think about that in how that works. Could this be the core of a planet itself? Could this be one day a planet? Could it have been a planet in the past? Could it have hit something through our solar system? Could it have continued to hit something going through different solar systems? This is one of those things that we should have a satellite and have it landed on there and have that thing take it out to the rest of the solar systems. The hardest part is matching the speed of it in order to get it to land on there, because this thing is incredibly fast. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to look at this thing. Do I think that they're already here? Yeah, they're already here. They've always been here. Whatever aliens are out there, they're already here. If they could have gotten here in the time it takes to do all this, they're already here. Okay, now you think about that however you want to, but I don't think we're going to learn anything new about any other species that is, unless it's the ones that are already here. I do not think that space is that hard to travel through. Once you create your own atmosphere, once you create your own gravitational field, the game changes. Now we can get into warp drives and things that actually get us to other solar systems. What we saw in some of these videos, and we saw it in the UFO video where the missile came at it and looked like it bounced off of it. What happens to interstellar asteroids? Well, they bounce off of it. Some people said that was just a balloon and it had a different look to it. That could ultimately be possible because it didn't destroy the warhead on the missile. But it could also be possible that UFO ships just bounce things right off of them. Munitions as they are would not go through one of those fields. It would be stuck in that time dilation field around it. It couldn't get through. That's why it'd bounce off. So do we worry about little meteorites going at that speed? No. There wouldn't be, they wouldn't affect it. They wouldn't affect it all. I mean, just worry about planetary bodies or giant asteroids, yes, but small little objects like we're thinking of micrometeorites you go through a ship, none of that would affect it. That's why it's so important when we do the field research on the gravitational bubble the correct way. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. They say that there's another one coming in, and I don't know if that's a fact or not yet, but they say that there's another visitor coming in as well. So we'll find out. The radio waves and stuff like that, just understand this. We put out frequencies all the time. Anything that would be self-structuring plasma would have a frequency inside of it. So yes, you're going to get radio waves from it. Just understand this now. You will get signals from this, from 3i Atlas. If it's self-structuring plasma, you are getting frequencies. There's no question about that. That's not out of the scientific realm of possibilities based on the way that it could be built. Does it mean it's an alien spaceship? Maybe not. Does it mean it's something that scientists haven't seen yet and they need to study further? Yes. Yes, it does. I'd be more worried about that. The aliens, not so much. If they're here and they wanted to show themselves, they would have already done it. If they wanted us to know, they'd already done it. They would have already changed it. Just think about it. You have the capability to change it. Are you going to wait around for a bunch of morons to sit there with their finger on the A-bomb? I'm not. If I was an alien, I wouldn't sit back and wait. Not a chance here. I'm fixing it. Now they said that there's a lot of stories about them, going in and talking to past presidents, things like that. I don't know. It didn't look like it helped. We still do more stupid things all the time. We still have morons that want to put things on our moon. We still haven't gotten past the fact that we have different countries trying to blow each other up. Are we ready as a society for the next level? Not our heads of our country, that's for sure. Not yet. Yeah. I wish there was more to it. I really do. It makes you think about where we're going and what we need to do in our society. Even if it is a simple rock going through our solar system, even if it's something a little technologically more than a rock, it makes you think about what it is we need to do to actually get to the next level without destroying ourselves. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Baker. It's going through, we're going through an area that's been prophesized before to be pretty much an S storm of garbage that we're going through. There's no question that this is around the same time in history all the time that all of our events on our earth happen. Every cycle, 22,000 some odd years, something big happens to our earth. Well, why? Because there's something that goes along in our solar system or around our solar system or something our solar system goes through that causes all these problems. It's not just the planet. We think it's global warming. Well, the sun's been heating up for the last 20 years, isn't it? I mean, shouldn't it be common knowledge that, hey, if the sun has more activity, we have a higher temperature on our planet? I mean, I would hope that we are there already and we can see that. I don't think people really do. My biggest concern is you get people like that Greta Thunberg that has no idea what's going on in this world. And that's who people listen to. Higher solar output from the sun, higher activity on a planet. They're interconnected. They're all interconnected that way. They've always been interconnected that way. We can see it. The sun puts off more stuff, you know what I mean, in the radiation and coming towards us, and then our planet takes it in as energy. It's a constant. So if they're putting out a higher output on the sun, it's putting out a higher output on the planet. Our planet's no longer going to be as cold as it was. It's going to be warmer until this time passes. It's the age of Aquarius. I don't know. Aquarius is like water. The age of water. It's the way I see it. It's the age where things melt, which coincides with things like floods. And I don't think the flood is what you guys think it is. You say, oh, it'll melt the North and South Pole and will flood. That's not my concern. My concern is the one that scientists keep coming up with when they find that there's more water in rock underneath the actual ocean that we have now. That's what concerns me. Our planet's surface is like Swiss cheese. There's things that go through there like lava that hollows it out. Water goes in behind it, fills it in. Water destroys the earth over time and crumbles it, so it'll fall through, create sinkholes and stuff like that. We're going to get pressure underneath there from the actual magma going through, so we're going to get mountain ranges that rise. We're also going to get islands that build out of lava. All these things are not out of the realm of possibility of what goes on. Yeah. I don't think global warming is what they think it is. It's not a bunch of cows out there farting where we need to put a bunch of corks in the cows' butts. Okay, that's ridiculous. It was ridiculous the first day they said it. It's ridiculous now. Yeah. I do think that there's a lesson to be learned in it, though. Quit destroying our planet. Quit destroying it for money. Put something back into it. We don't need a bunch of wind turbines. We don't need all of our dolphins to be retarded and all of our whales out there to not be able to get the correct signals in the ocean like they normally do. That kind of ignorance needs to stop. It doesn't help us. You're hurting us. You're not aiding the planet, you're ruining it. There are things out there that are good for us, though. I mean, look, I hate to say it, but you could make an energy company based on the pressure of water in your front yard like they used to over in England. They used to make electricity that way. The pressure in the water system of the pipes would go through a little motor there or a little generator to make energy for the house from the lights. That's a simple way to fix some of this stuff. You imagine it, man. There's a ton of pressure in there. It's got to be a circulatory system. It's just got to move. The amount of speed is quite fast. You can make it just on the poo water, coming out your waste pipes. If you take that paddle in there and you continue it running it to a generator, you can collect a lot of energy. Those things are simple. We don't think of those things, though. We go over and put a fan in the middle of the ocean. Or we pump out all of the oil that's in the ocean, we fill it with salt water. Well, how stupid is that? We know we have an energy field below our feet. We know that energy comes up. So what happens when it can no longer be slowed down by the oil that's there? Oh, well, then it just goes right through the water because the water is just a conduit to it. It doesn't care. It just goes through it like it's pure energy. Has no problem going through there. So what do you have then? Now you got spots that's messing with our ozone layer and everything else because you just sucked all the oil out that was stopping that. Natural barriers that the earth put up. You're screwing it up. I don't care if you're getting oil out of it, you're still screwing it up. I'm thankful that we're only on the crust of this planet, that we can't go any further down, because we would do some real damage then. The earth itself would just, one day it's just going to decide it's done, and wipe us off of it and start over. And it'll heal itself. You got to remember how small we are in comparison to it, what the actual answer should be. I think that's one of the reasons I look at some of the stuff coming to the solar system and start theorizing some other things. Can we do better? We can. Would an alien species coming to visit us expect more from us? I would hope so. I would hope so. Weapons aren't hard to figure out, guys. Once you get into some of this technology, they become very easily done. If you wanted to destroy something beyond comprehension, it's not that hard. But those same tools can be used to revitalize a planet. I hope we grow out of our infancy of technological incompetence and get on to a better society. You know, you can have all of the advancements to be able to go to other planetary systems. If you don't have the intelligence to go with it, you shouldn't go. If you don't have the compassion, the understanding, the next level of critical thinking in your head, you shouldn't go. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about this. Now, with that said, I think it's just going to go and pass everything. Hopefully, we get to see it. It's a nice light show. Gets out of our solar system and goes. One of the bigger concerns is if it'll come back. Will it come back through our solar system again? Is it going to make it out of our solar system? If it does, what is it going to hit along the way? That's a concern. Yeah, we're not understanding our planet correctly. I agree with you, Darren. In the 50s, they talked about an ice age. Now they talk about us burning off the surface of our planet. They really don't understand it very well. At least not back then until now. And then they think they understand it now, but they're still not in comprehension of how our planet actually works. They, you know, it's to the most basic level. Here's the thing. If we just had rotating lava, ask yourself this question. What does lava do? Have we seen from lava every time we've seen it? It destroys everything in its path. Okay, what's to stop it then? That's what you got to ask yourself. If we have a mantle, we have a core, we have all this magma in there, what's stopping it? You see, that's the difference between the way most people would think. They go, oh, I read the book. I was a kid. They taught us this. It's magma. It's all magma, just different temperatures. Okay. What if I just told you it was structured plasma? And it was still hot, but it came in a structure based on the resonance frequency it was in, and that allowed it to build out. What then? Well, then it has its own structure, and therefore it would not violate the outside of that structure, which would also mean that the outside of the planet, when it gets to the air, would have its own structure as well and build out in layers. Well, that's pretty interesting. Could it create lava inside those plasma areas if there was earth in there? Sure, it could. Absolutely could. If that layer is not thick enough with the plasma in it, the layers beyond it, could it take some lava, take some earth there and turn it into lava? Yes, it could. I don't hold any misconceptions of that as a possibility, but as far as a structure with an iron core, I highly doubt it. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any iron at the core. I think it's around the core. I do not think it's in the core. Based on all the RAV research that we've been doing, it's pretty much showing that exact thing. Think about this. We have a structure that's being built out of plasma. It's building in frequency And it's building out in layers of that. And each layer that it builds has a slightly different frequency to it, which matches how scalar works in planetary systems. The heat, the temperature, the frequency itself that goes on, all those things match. It also builds out a single body, sometimes more than one body, on the outside of it in midair. Think about that. Here you have a nucleus, then you have a small body next to it, just like an Earth and a moon. It's building out the exact same way from the start. Wasn't captured, built out the exact same way from the start. That's what it's showing us. It's also showing the concentrical spheres on the outside, and every zone has an energy zone in it. Every zone puts out a magnetic energy, but it's also a radiation energy. All of the things match exactly how our planet's built out. I have a video that I put out today, and it's in my short section. And what it's showing you inside this, the center of the RAV itself, when it takes on energy, it'll show the energy inside the RAV go like this and pulse out. What happens? The field around it, and I call it a ghost field, comes out in white, and it's not a camera effect. This is 100% an effect of the RAV itself. It builds out in spheres at a certain distance from each other, and it's clearly defined. It is telling you something. It is telling you that there's energy layers outside of it. And that anything that goes in there to amplify that frequency that goes on in there, it amplifies those layers. So if the sun is picking up more energy, and we say the RAV is like the Earth, and it's picking up energy because of that and changing the amplitude of the frequency, that means there's more energy on our planet. We are intertwined with our sun no matter how you want to see it. It's a complete and utter fact. We are entangled to that sun in frequencies. We are entangled to that sun and how the radiation comes off of it and gives us more energy. The Earth could not exist as a planetary body that creates so much life without it. I'm going to show you this, and I think it's going to be something that everybody should see. And I'm going to slow, this is in slow motion. And it's a short I just put up. Make sure everybody can see it here. And I want you to watch. You see the ghost rings on the outside? They're clear right now. Now they go away. Here they are. It's gaining amplitude. Look at it now. They're all right there. Layer after layer after layer. There it is again. You can see it clearly coming. It's coming from the center of the RAV, not coming from the camera effect into different colors. That is how you build out scalar. You can see it goes back. What am I looking at? Okay. Okay, right here. I want you just to look at the RAV itself, just the center ball on the screen, right? That's all we're going to look at. I want you to pay attention to the colors and everything on the other part at all. Just the actual center of it. And then I'm going to show you. Look around the outsides for a ghost ring. Can you see the ring around it? Let me just move myself off of here. You can see the rings clearly. Each one builds out a distance. Okay. Let me pull up another thing then. If you guys can't see it on this one, let me pull up something else for you here. So we look at it right here. You can see this. I could see it very easy. You look inside the actual structure there with is a camera effect right there, which is the colors. You can see the inner ring. There's the green ring, and then there's a ring outside of it that is amplifying. Now that's just a projection of what's going on inside the RAV. Now you look at the little lines that I drew on the outside. You could see the ghost rings themselves. Now you can start to see what I'm looking at. This thing amplified inside the center of the RAV, and it showed you the rings on the outside of it that normally we can never see. I can assure you, Tim, this is not word salad. This is 100% a factual thing you can see when this thing builds. You can see the spherical nature of every single one of them. Every one of them. It's pretty clear to me what's going on here. We can see it there, and it's not there on this one. And we can see it in here. You can see the ring on the inside build out. The color changes. Look on the inside of the actual camera effect. That's the pink one. There's that ring that's on the inside. It builds out. Here it is when it's not built out. Color change completely. It builds out. You see the outside of it. And then here you can see, I'm just putting the lines where I see them on the effect. It's incredible what you actually find. I'm just going to tell you this, guys. This is one of those things that it's not many times in your life do you actually see something like this. It's a rare event, and it is showing you exactly how things are building. There's rings of energy that builds out. So how would I say this in another way that you can understand it? If I spun a magnet and I wanted to check out exactly how far the energy went, it'll go at a certain distance and drop off. We all know that 3/4 around the magnet itself is the highest energy field. You could take your Tesla meter and go check it out and see what the Gauss number is. Go further out from that, and you're going to find another drop-off point. This is one of the first things I did on my channel when I showed it. It goes out to the next point, and there'll be a drop-off, and it'll drop the energy level. Then it'll go up further and it'll drop off again. Every time that it drops off, what changes? The amount of magnetism going on out there, the amount of energy going through, and the frequency itself will change, but also the temperature will change. Why? Because when you have more accumulated energy in one zone, it's hotter towards the center, but it's cooler as it goes out. So what happens in this structure on the RAV? It does the exact same thing. It builds out on a center core that's absolutely probably has zero heat to it. It builds out a heat field all the way around it because it's structured plasma that goes on the outside. And then you start seeing these rings form. And I say rings, but they're actually spheres. They build out from one to the next, to the next, to the next, just like a magnet spinning. There's no difference in it. The biggest difference is we're actually seeing the field here. This is one of the very rare times where you actually get to see it. We can take meters and put it out there and find it when we do magnetism and spin a magnet. This is one of the rare times you actually get to see it. Now, I grant you, it's not massively stuck out there where you can, you know what I mean, see everything in perfect 3D and, you know what I mean, 4K kind of thing. This is one of those things that you see. One of the biggest differences in this is it's coming from the RAV itself. It is not coming from the lens effect. When you pinpoint the center of each one of the spheres, you find that it comes to the RAV center itself. It is building out from the center of it. It's interesting. It's interesting how it builds out. That RAV is more important than you think it is. And I know people are out there going, well, it's not biolightning. Are you sure? Do you really know how your plasma works? I'll tell you something I did on this channel from the beginning so that you understand where I come from on this stuff. The first thing I ever did on this channel was I measured the magnetic field, and then I found out exactly how high voltage plasma works. Distances, things apart, how I can create the effects of it, how I can see how it flows, exactly how much distance do I need to make a plasma display, can I do it in different forms, different radiuses, how do I do it when it's in rotation? All of those things are on the first beginning part of my channel, all of them. I then went on to static electricity to find out exactly how that was working, how different effects would mess with different plates and different types of metals and see how they would change. How do you take a PVC pipe and rub it down and then get it to move a can? Well, can I do the same thing in high voltage? Can I do all these effects that it does? Can I make things lift in a lifter situation with just paper, energize the paper and make it move in a field? I found out I could. So when I'm telling you about the RAV, just understand my experience level has been in high voltage the entire time. I could tell you exactly what your output of your flyback is before you even start, just by knowing your parts. I can actually tell you how to change it. I can manipulate the frequency into it, change it to whatever I want. I can take your DC field and switch it into AC just by adding something next to it. I absolutely mastered it. When it comes to this, self-structuring plasma in a field, just understand I know what I'm looking at. I knew it as soon as I saw it. This is special. This is something that we're looking for all the time in this. Just understand this. If you want to build a UFO craft, what you want to see is that field bubble. This RAV is showing you the field bubble. 100% self-structured field bubble. Think about how important that is. You are increasing the amplitude of the frequency in order to get this thing to show its true colors, to show the field that's out there. It's not a game. It's not word salad. It's not a bunch of junk. I could throw a bunch of fancy terms at you if you want me to. We could just go down the physics line and I could start pulling them up one by one. I don't do any of that. I don't try to masquerade it as something that it's not. I tell you exactly what it is. Now, is this defined in some very high technical papers in physics? Yes, it is. This is one of those very, very things that is classified in physics that you don't find a whole lot of. There's people that won Nobel Prizes for stuff like this. There are people whose research have been shut down because they tell you in physics terms what it is. This is absolutely a phenomena. It's absolutely built this way. What you're doing is basically folding the energy that comes in from the anode back over to the anode. It hits the cathode in whatever form it's in and folds it back to the anode. When it does that, it becomes self-structuring. So what does that mean? It's just like lightning. Lightning comes down. Lightning isn't just from the sky, it's from the ground itself. There is a direction to the top and bottom when you get into high voltage fields when they work. When you pull an anode and the cathode apart, there's a direction of energy. So, and in a pressurized system in a 360-degree sphere, it's different. We always think of it in a linear fashion. We have it just like this. Change it into a spherical structure. What do you have? You have compression. Changes the whole value of everything, the entire value of it. Anyway, I'm just saying that they're not so different as you think they are. What are we missing to get it to get out there? You're missing the rotation of the planet. You're missing the magnetic value in the rotation of the planet from a scalar field. When you add those things to this into a RAV, you're going to get self-sustaining, and you're going to get it by itself as a plasmoid. It happens during high voltage energy in our planet when we get lightning strikes. It's not unusual. It's actually pretty easy to figure out that that's what was going on. People can't get over the conceptual difference. They see an anode and a cathode as a physical body that one has to go into the other, and they're not realizing what they're dealing with. I was reading through my thing, and Joe sent me something so I could show Bernie because it was doing it in gold. And it was in water, and the top and the bottom had taken on an anode and cathode situation. And what would they do? They would bounce off each other and make an anti-gravity effect. Well, what he's not realizing is what I keep telling him, and he's not listening, is we already have an anode cathode situation going on in the planet. Anytime that we put the anode in the center, or we put the cathode in the center and the anode on the outside, but the anode's a 360-degree sphere, we have the same effect. Well, what if we just do it in two plates? Well, two plates has the same effect. They're going to have a charged side to each side of it. One's going to charge negative, one's going to charge positive. That's absolutely a fact. Anything in between them, if you can get the energy to it, it'll move in either direction. It's a screwdriver effect. You basically throw a screwdriver in the middle of a high voltage field, it'll spark. Why? Because you gave it something to spark too. What if you just use paper in there? What if I just use paper? What happens? The high voltage of the static electricity that goes in the top, or high voltage potential that's in the top, will saturate the actual piece of paper. and it'll move it. That's why we do all the static electricity tests on this stuff. I already knew the effect was going to happen. I've already seen it. I built in my little paper UFO a long time ago, man. I saw that field a long, long time ago. But it's continuous. It doesn't matter if it's in the water, if it's gold. It doesn't matter. Sitting out in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a high voltage field. Everybody gets T.T. Brown wrong. They're not understanding the effect you're looking for. They still think you're looking for ion wind, which is a joke. You're looking for the charged states in between. It's that simple. You're not looking for what you think you are. You're still lost in that little bit of effect you're getting, and you're not looking at what goes beyond it. It's just think about it. I mean, that's just honest to think about. Take your anode and cathode, put it far apart. Here's the zones. Okay, spark, hissing. You're getting a spray when you turn off the lights, you can see it. Okay, plasma, not a problem. You get it here, you get charged parts. Each part is charged, you're going to get a field in between. You pull it to here, guess what you get? You get what feels like nothing. Put a significant mass in the inside, it'll start sparking on top and bottom. That's as simple as it gets. But then turn on a Tesla coil right next to it. What happens? We can change that entire space in between them. You can make that space go down to almost nothing and spark across it. Why? We're activating the zone in the center. It's not actually changing the space between the anode and cathode, but it's changing the area between the sparking zone because it grows in the center of it. That's how high voltage works. I've been doing it for a long time. Anyway, that said, man, I'm done with my rant for the day. So hopefully I had a good time listening to it, guys. We'll see what's going on in the community and what everybody got going on for the projects. I just want to throw a shout out over to the Traveling Fools channel. I go on there on Friday nights, man. Pretty good time. We did trivia last night. It was really awesome. And this week we're doing Ghost to Ghost, little thing that's kind of like Coast to Coast on AM radio. And it should be a pretty fun show over there on Friday. And that'll be at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time on this channel. You'll be able to watch it here. All right. So, all right. Let's see what's going on in the chat, guys. What's up, man? Nice to see you guys all in here. Yeah. All right. Got a lot of people in here talking about different things. Oh, right on, brother. Appreciate that, man. Uploaded some more qual stuff. Cool. We'll take a look at that here in a few minutes, Dennis. Right on, brother. Yeah, I just had to throw it out there, guys. We've been talking about this stuff for a while. Talking about it's coming through our solar system. I'm not particularly worried about it, but there's a lot of people who are. And for the love of the world, man, I watch some of these videos and they have those guys freaking out over it, and they're so excitable. And God knows it's a great thing to watch. I just don't know that they live on the same planet as me sometimes. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way, man. I love the fact they get excited. I wish they were right. But I'll just leave that to the side, man. Dennis, hold on a minute. Let me pull up my thing here and I'll pull your channel. Okay. All right, we got a couple different ones. Let me take a look. Okay, I guess we're gonna start right here. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second. Pause that. Back over here. Stop this. Share this. Look at that. What do we got going on there? I love that light bulb trick. This has got to be an AC again, is it? Or did you go back? Or did you go to DC? Hmm. Are those back to AC? Are those two coils connected at all? We're gonna do a Halloween special. I know on the Traveling Fools channel they're gonna do a Halloween special. I don't get into that. One, the second wire, excuse me, both on one wire and the secondary feed that antenna. Nice. Yeah, I agree with this statement. The RAV is the secrets of the universe level, deep, deep, deep. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Dude, that big one, man. Yeah, that scares the living daylights out of the neighbors, man. Whenever they're recording these sounds, man, lit that thing up. That was awesome. He sent me a few more videos. I should publish them out there for you guys to take a look at. Okay, let's go on to the next one here. Nice. So what do we got going on here, Dennis? Looks like the coil's pulsing. Whatever that object is in the center there. Now you got two coils. Bobbing up and down. That's cool. Oh, it's jumping now. It is jumping now. That's cool. Phantom fishing. Yeah. Got your fishing rod out there working on it. That's awesome. Yeah, let's watch that again, man. So we got to go in a little bit. He adds a secondary one. Nice. Okay, we're going for a third one now. Third one in. Oh, he increased it. Yeah, nice. He said that's next. Awesome. Oh, you're getting a good effect there now. 'Cause, you know, the, 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 I watched William Shatner's Unexplained. I like that guy, man. He was in Star Trek, obviously, which I always watch. Grew up watching. He was also in Boston Legal, which was just absolutely hilarious. Let's see, last video, the twisted effect. Okay, let's take a look at that one. Oh, is it Tech Wars? I didn't know that. I'm gonna check that out. Nice. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. You get the twisting and everything in that magnetic field. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, like in space when you turn a wing nut. That's for sure. Dennis, you got some cool stuff, my friend. Totally awesome, man. What's going on, Simple Man? Yeah, hungry myself. Oh, Tech Wars is a Star Trek cartoon. Didn't know that. Yeah, not a problem, man. Not a problem at all. I love it when you guys all come with something, especially you, Dennis. You always come up with something cool. Let's see. I think I know what you're talking about, man. Right on, brother. Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? I know you guys are throwing it up in the chat as I was talking. Um, what do you think? Just an interstellar rock coming through? Nothing special? Or do you think their 3 eye atlas was something more? I mean, that's cool as love it. Nice. Coils were 50 millimeters. Nice. What if I've used liquid metal instead of water? Hmm. Yeah, you could. Okay. Same frequency on those coils, Dennis? Darren was wondering. Yeah, I think that stuff came through our solar system, man. It's just, I think there's structure to it, but I don't think it's, yeah, I mean, anything that's going to harm us. I wish it was something more. It's just, I don't think it is. Threat, no. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Daniel. I don't see the threat there. Tech War Dispatch. Oh, got it. Well, Dispatch will tell you, man. If it has to do it with anything with Stargates, I'm watching it. Number one, love all those shows. And then Star Trek, I watch a bunch. I get to too many other ones though. Those are the two main ones, man. If those things are in it, man, I'm watching it. Okay. Um, I love that kind of stuff. Get out there in space and planet, man, and kind of like wishing we were in that kind of a situation with our solar system. We can go around and do that stuff. So, yeah. You'll play with an Arduino for a controller? That thing, man, I tried that for a while. It just likes to argue with you. Once you get it set, then they're pretty much good. But they tend to argue with you for a while in the beginning. It's kind of a steep learning curve on that one when you get to Arduino. They say it's easier, but I found coding back in DOS was so much easier. Let's see. Right on, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'll get to the updates that I'm doing, guys. For those of you who don't know, I have a second channel, and I've been going out there and I've been doing windings for the geometry coils, and I will pull that up right now. I did a couple of cool ones out there already, and I know it's not for everybody, but let me show you here. So what I do is I actually go through it, and you see the list down there on the bottom left-hand side. And I go through and I do the winding on it. If it's a one-wire pattern, if it's a two-wire pattern, progression pattern, whether it's progressing as I wind or whether it's build the wind, then progress. I show all of it. And like I said, you get the list. So you can follow along with the list as I wind this thing and you see how it goes. I believe this one here is a built-in progression pattern, which basically means that as you're building the pattern itself, it moves along by one. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. We haven't gotten to testing yet. I have another coil to wind tonight, and then on Wednesday I have another one I'm going to wind, and I think I might do that one live. I might just go up on my other channel and throw it up live and do that winding live so that people can ask questions as we're doing it. It's a fairly simple one, so it shouldn't be hard to answer the questions while we're doing it. But yeah, if you're into this kind of stuff, man, you want to learn how to wind sacred geometry and stuff like that, get shown step by step. Now, there's several different ways that I teach this. Here's the wind with the numbers, right? And people get to see exactly how this is done. So let me bring up another one that I did. And this will be kind of the same thing, except for it's just formatted a little different. So you'll see here, that I show you the winding pattern and exactly which one it is. And then you'll see right here, I put it in my CAD. And what I do from here is I go point to point for you guys. So I'll call out the numbers and colors on which one we're going to, and you'll be able to wind from this. So if you didn't want to watch me winding it, they look weird with all the wires going everywhere, and it's easier to do something like this. Well, this one goes step by step, and it'll show you, hey, go from here, go to this one, and then we'll go to the very next one after that. So either way you like to be taught on how to do something like this, if this is something that you're into, I put it up for you guys on that channel. So this is pretty cool that we do over there. Let's see. And then I also am going to start testing these things. Now, we're going to go with Robert Murray's Jewel Thieves that he talked about on his channel. And he's got like 3 of them, 3 videos. I will link those when I do the video on it, and I'll make my own. And we'll try to use the coils in them and show it as we go. This way, you guys get to see exactly what happens on them. There's a certain way they're supposed to work on each coil. Sometimes the coil could be wound wrong. Now, and I'll tell you this, I didn't wind every coil perfect. So what we're going to find is we're going to find some that just work properly. We're going to find some that have canceling fields. And we're going to find some that some of the geometry works, but some of the other geometry doesn't. And that's part of the learning curve. And I want to show it in that way because you need to see some of the failures in it and why it failed. And which wires are crossing which ones and which are bad, which are good. I think that's all part of the learning process. So I go through them. We'll do a video on it. We'll run several circuits on it. We'll do the build video for all the circuits. We'll test them, make sure the circuits work. Then we'll go back through the coils that we built in some of the other videos, and we'll find out how they work. Some of them look beautiful, man, but may not operate well. Some may not look beautiful, but operate perfectly. I think it's the best way to show it. And that's what's going on there. So I'm almost got that one completely established on how I want to show it. So far, I've been showing the builds videos separate on the thing from my CAD works, and then I'll wind it. And I think on the next ones, I'm going to show the CAD works and the winding on the same video so that, I mean, you could choose the one you want to, and I'll just show that I'm going to do both in the beginning. Because once I start doing this, you're going to get through the initial process of, hey, this is how you write a list. This is how, you figure out what geometry you want. This is how you figure out the sizes. So you figure out, numbers and direction. And then we go on to the other steps. So you won't need those steps in the later videos. We can just go to, boom, this is how we build it. Here's our list from it. Let's go on and wind it. And then we're good. You get what I'm saying? And I kind of want to do it this way so you can learn from it. And I'll number each one of them and then put them in playlists for you. So I think that's going to be just the way to go on this. And then I'll go back through when we do the circuits and refer to that video so you can watch the build video if you like the way the circuit came out with the coil itself. I do want to do water testing with them. You guys all know I do my Tesla coil in water, and I put the energy in water. I want to see if there's any flow. I want to see if there's any flow in the water. If we got energy direction in a swirling pattern, will it flow? That's what I want to see. So yeah, there's going to be some cool stuff there. A lot of different things that it'll do. We're going to be, it's a jewel thief, so we're going to be lighting up a lot of light bulbs. Okay. What I'm hoping for is some of this geometry out there shows something more than that. Because I know that these coils themselves, when you wind them correctly, we're going to get a very super high efficiency in energy production for light bulbs. Okay, it's been proven by a lot of people out there, and some people do it extremely well. I want to see if there was something more. Some woo effects, you know what I mean? Kind of like our Tesla coil gave us a woo effect in the water. We didn't expect it, and then all of a sudden we got a whole new area in Tesla coil that we can look at. That's kind of the thing here, man. We want to see if we get something like that. It deals with a lot of fields, so you're going to have layered fields in this thing, and it's each winding layer is going to have a field. Does it compress? Do we get the cashmere effect? Do we get energy that can build the cashmere effect without the plates? I want to see it. So I think it's cool. We also, since we went over our Tesla coil and we did our AC flyback to pull out the energy from our Tesla coil, and we pulled it back into AC at a reasonable frequency where we are actually getting a voltage and amperage out of it. I did that video a little while back, probably a few weeks ago. Same thing's going to happen with these geometry coils on that channel. We're going to start looking at how we pull that energy out. Does it have to be an AC flyback, or can we use something different? All those things are going to become important because the overall answer has to be that we can pull it back out. So we're going to learn a lot of things. So let me go ahead and put out that channel out there in the chat right here. There you go, right there. There's the there's a channel right there, guys. If you're interested in the geometry stuff like that, it'll be on there, and we'll continue with that same format on there. And if you guys like the format that we're doing over there, let me know, because I want to do that same format when I do the videos for the Tesla coils, because we're going to make some geometry Tesla coils on the CAD. And I kind of want to know if, hey, do you like the style, so I can continue the style on the CAD for the Tesla coil ones? Because I think a lot of people want to know, hey, we saw the built geometry coils. Thank you for the STLs, but we like to learn how to build them ourselves. That's cool with me. So just let me know if all that works for you guys. Hopefully it will. I'm pretty sure it will. And I'll throw that out on my 3D printing channel, which the only thing I have on there really is a bunch of fan STLs and what else did I put on there? Oh, my standalone on my CR10. I built it in from a little box on the side, and I put all of the hardware underneath it so that it has a little standalone. Came out really cool looking. That's on there, but I'm going to build out my Tesla coils on there and just do that. Just make it a, 3D printing channel for Tesla coils. And that's all I'm going to do is print Tesla coils on there, build them on my CAD, and that's it. And I'll make it available for everybody. So when I do a longer format video, I have it all. But if you just wanted the raw form and wanted to learn how to do it, you'll absolutely have it. So that's what's going on in my world right now, man. I just blew out a printer, got it fixed. Really cool thing out there, and I'll just say this for 3D printing guys that got old printers like me. I got a CR10, and I was having a temperature issue with it. My print head actually got stuck in there. The actual PLA got stuck, and I was running a micro Swiss head on it, and it was doing pretty good, man. It works great, but when they get clogged, and there's no saving them. So I had to tear that thing off, and it tore all my sensors out. So the ones I got weren't right. I had some extras laying around, so I just basically went out. It was so beautiful, man. They had the print head, everything already attached to it, all the way to the plug that goes to the back of the, the main box on the CR10. All one unit on Amazon. Cost me $20. Bought it, put it on. Took less than 5 minutes to install this sucker. Was back up and running. So very cool, man. Also some of that cool stuff that goes on my printers on my printer channel. But that's why I love these old things, man. They've already figured out the problems with them, and they've already, gotten it go. Another thing, guys, since we're showing things out on my Esty channel, and I'll go ahead, Esty channel, on my Esty page for selling those Tesla coils, I have a coil on there. If somebody was looking for one and they wanted a better price or something like that, and they didn't mind that the clear coat that I put on didn't look as clean as what they usually do, I have one on there right now that's discounted. And like I said, I put up the SD account. You can look on there. It's the red coil I have on there. I didn't like the clear coat that's on it, so I didn't want to charge the full price on it, so I dropped it on there. If you're interested in getting a Tesla coil for a little bit of a cheaper price, this is your opportunity. It doesn't look bad at all. It's just not to the standard that I usually make them. Everything's 100% functional on it, and most people would be just thrilled, and they probably wouldn't see the same thing I am in it. So with that said, there you go. Go ahead and check that out. It's the red coil that's on there. It's got a red top on there, and it's got an NPN circuit to it, and it's got a power supply and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Just throwing that out there for everybody. Try to tell you when I got a deal going on. I got some cool colors though, by the way. Let me see if I can find the file for you real quick. Not sure exactly where it is. Oh, I do know where it is. Okay. And I built some other cool colors for my Tesla coil. This is one of the colors I came up with. It has a red coil to it. I think it came out pretty slick. It's got the red top. It's got the gold coil, man. The red bottom. It's like a deep red on there. So yeah, that one's pretty cool, man. You can see it. It's pushing out plasma at the top. Yeah, that one's pretty clean. Let's see. I did a green one as well. Let me see if I can't pull that one up real quick. I like the green one as well, man. It's a pretty color. Yeah, look at that. It's done in that silk PLA. So yeah, I like the green one myself, man. It's that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a Christmas tree, man. Get it for Christmas time. So yeah, I like both colors. I think the green pops a little more in silk. I think I'll look for another red as I do the next one. But I wanted to show you guys that yeah, blue is on my list here. So oh man, hold on, remove that. There we go. Yeah, what's going on, Courtney, man? What's up, brother? Now, blue's on my list. I also am looking at a pink with black on there. The pink I had, I didn't care for it as much. There was a better looking one. So I'll be ordering that on my next list to do that. So just trying to change some colors of them, man. Sometimes people like different colors of these things. But yeah, we'll give them a shot. You know what I mean? See what they do. Normally I just do them black and gold, which is totally awesome. But you know, sometimes different colors. Yeah, what's going on, man? We lit up that Tesla coil. He sent me a picture of that Tesla coil. That thing's mean, dude. I think it's totally awesome. So on that number 2 coil, um, I went ahead and fixed that line that was on there that was hanging, resoldered it, redid it, put some stuff over it, and then I'm going to relacquer that coil. I'm not going to try to go over it with any kind of cleaner or anything. I'm just going to clean it up normally and redo it, and then try to get you know what I mean, everything to kind of seam up pretty flawlessly. So that's going to be cool, man. I've been excited to do that, man. I've been working on it here and there, trying to get the little parts done so that when I do run it, I don't run into an explosion trying to find out anything else. So that should be awesome, man. Some of the other stuff will clear up as soon as I put lacquer on it. Won't be any problem whatsoever. So, Egypt colors, blue and gold. Hmm. Well, how would you want to do that in a coil? Uh, we could do a blue base and then the gold, yeah, and then put the cap on it in blue. There's a real brilliant blue that I was looking at on the Amazon, man. I picked it out. I wanted to get a bright blue, kind of like the green's bright. Yeah, I agree with you though. Some Egyptian colors would be awesome. I wish I had my old printer, man. I had a two-headed printer where I can put on 2 colors at once, and then I could do design in there. But yeah, I don't have that thing anymore. I just don't have any room for it. So yeah, that would have been really awesome, man. Maybe I'll find somebody out there that'll do one for me if I make the STL file. They'll print it out for me. Yeah, right on, brother. Right on. Yeah, with the copper color. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Blue with the copper color. Yeah, I should. I should look into that STL some more, man. And make it kind of like an Egyptian STL. Try to find some styling that would go along with that. Yeah, because it's all 3D printed, so you know what I mean. It shouldn't be too hard. We'll just have to figure something out. I mean, we just change out the base a little bit. I don't see any problem with that. Transparent bottom uh, with red wire. That's kind of interesting. I was looking at transparent colors. I have a transparent line, but it was the wrong stuff, man. It was PT something G. It was basically flimsy when it comes out for like cell phones and stuff. So it was the wrong one. But yeah, transparent would be cool. You can see what's going on, but sparkage going on down there. So yeah, but I understand. I kind of want to do like an industrial base. You know what I mean? Like something like retro, little steampunk kind of base. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it was PTEG. You're right. Nice. Tesla. What was that? Comparator circuit. I'm just using. I use Slayer exciters and I use ZVS on here. I'm not using anything else yet. We will be doing a spark gap circuit when we do. We do Mike's pulse motor here soon. We'll be going to our Tesla coil and making a spark gap Tesla coil on that as well. I just want to perfect the spark gaps. The last one I had melted it melted all the PLA around it. Let's just say it that way. So I got to find out a better way to make a spark gap that doesn't do that. Nice. YouTube always doing something. Yeah, well they do stuff. Yeah. Oh, steampunk for sure. Yeah. 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 PETG melts as well. Yeah. No, it wasn't okay. I was using it in the wrong way. Let's just put it that way, and I allowed it to get hot. What I want to do is I don't want to say it. I don't know if you guys ever seen. You have your light bulbs, and they're just basically kind of like a fuse, and then they sit on top of the fuse thing, or even just like the fuse thing itself. You see the two couplers that come up. I want to attach those to something and then let that be able to cool out. You know what I mean? And then put the PLA around that, or get some kind of a plastic medium that won't melt. And that's probably more likely what I'll do, and just rivet it in. That way it's pretty much good. I can run the spark out, never have to worry about the smell of plastic as I'm running it. And I don't want to burn any wood or anything like that, but I don't want to use metal either that would make it conductive when I don't want it conductive. It says, Darren says the old man logo is sweet. Yeah. I should probably build those out. It's just kind of like an ego thing, and I don't have that big of an ego when it comes to it, so I never did. I guess I should have for a brand or something like that. But yeah, I made it. I gotta print Sean's name on there and send him the coil. That'd be awesome. I did get your message, man. We're gonna have to hook up, man. Probably in the next week or so, I'll have some free time, and then we can hook up, man. See what's going on. So, yeah, I've just been busy lately, man. Been doing a lot of work, trying to obviously get my place fixed up here, and then do everything else. The last thing I have is flooring in here, and I think I might just go ahead and epoxy it. To be very honest with you, I wanted to put wood flooring in here, make it nice for my granddaughter when she comes in and hangs out in here. She has her own little TV area she gets to go over to, and she has her favorite drawer she goes into, and she likes to organize the drawer. It's my 3D printer drawer. She likes to pull out every little part, you know what I mean, and then puts it back in the exact way she pulled it out. It's so awesome to watch. But she watches her little kid shows and stuff, and has her own little chair. And that's the one thing I have left to do in here is clean it up so that, you know what I mean? It's nice for her. So, and that way I can cut down a lot of the dust in here because I got a lot of black paint. And I don't know if you noticed, but as soon as you get black paint, man, dust is everywhere. What's up, Lulu? Yeah, they're already here. I agree with that. Yeah, but that's just kind of one of the last things I had to do. I got it pretty much situated, man. It's here. I'll show you. I got. So I get this around. Here's my 3D printing area right over here. I got 4 3D printers. And you can't see that well, Spider-Man in the back. Oh man, I'm terrible at this. I'm like getting flashbacks. There's my island right there that I built things on right there. You can see I got a coil getting ready to be wound over there. And then right there behind it, you can see I got a bunch of stuff. All those cupboards are filled with coils. So, as much as you see sitting out on the counter, man, I got a bunch sitting up in there. And there's that big coil right there that Mr. Sam's give us. It was awesome. And there's my work area. It's where my granddaughter watches TV and stuff right there. I got to fix the ceiling. But yeah, that's where I do all my soldering and stuff. And then I'll show you. This is the horrible floor. It's all messed up, man. Yeah, it's whatever the person was thinking who owned this house before me, he just painted everything, handprints, everything on the floor. You can see it down here. It's dirty, man. I don't like it. So I got that area kind of cleaned up for crypto when he comes down. He'll be able to put all of his jars and everything over there, man, and run all his experiments. So, yeah, and then there's my background on my TV and everything. My R2D2. I gotta put that back out where you guys can see it. And then my computer right here. So kind of like a little tour of what's going on in here. Huh. Yeah, it's getting there, man. You know what I mean? Got the big thing on the wall behind me. It says the old man builds. You know what I mean? As soon as I get the flooring done and I clean up a lot more, I got some more stuff to get rid of out of here that's just garage stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much getting cleaned up for a little studio in here, man. Nice to work in. Got my own air conditioner and heater unit out here. Yeah, work floor. Yeah, I don't like the dust. Is you know I'm building testicles out here. I do not like dust on my stuff. So sorry, kind of a one of those perfection things, man. I like to make everything look as clean as it possibly can that comes out. If I can improve it, I will. So let's see. If you go with quartz tile, nice. Yeah, I think honestly, man, I just want something I can run a Swifter on. That's literally where I'm at. If I could put a Swifter on this thing, man, and have it cleaned up, 5-10 minutes, I'm all for that. I know. Well, my garage is not used as an actual garage anymore. You know what I mean? It's it's my own little zone. I got my fridge for my beer over there, everything, if I wanted that, soda pops, whatever I need. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get that, man. It's too much dust, especially when everything's black in here. So, nice. Yeah. Pattern will be the result of parts and become the anode and cathode if it becomes, yeah. Well, Depending on what you're doing, yeah, but on the geometry coils, yeah, the pattern becomes the frequency. It's interesting how those work. Yeah, no, I don't want stone then. No, no, no. I love stone, but not in here. It, yeah. I just, like I said, because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, think about it. I'm doing a little wire stripping. I'm doing a lot of parts building. I mean, I just want something easy to clean up. And if I use the epoxy on it, hopefully that'll wipe down. If not, I'll straight up throw down that fake wood flooring and try not to burn it. You know what I mean? As I do my stuff, I'll put out some more mats and stuff. But yeah, trying to get it cleaned up, man. It's been a long time coming. I got a bunch of stuff on the side of my house now that needs to go in the trash. So, right on. Yeah, we're getting there, man. Like I said, certain little things I just need to fix up a little more. I need to put a few drawers in here for my 3D printing spools so that I can put them in their bags and keep them nice and clean. Um, that's pretty much it, man. Everything else in here works like clockwork. No problem whatsoever. I built out a whole bunch of cool stuff. Got that camera right over my computer and everything. That worked out pretty well for me in doing some of those videos. You can see it's top-down view. I think that's totally awesome. It helped out with the winding of the coil so you can see it better. So let's see. If you take a copper core and a large copper tube, then you can put something inside of it, like a copper piece of some sort, and make it 2 positive passes, the ground wire on the outside. They'll definitely take on charge states. Being that it's a cylindrical thing, I don't know that it's going to work out the way exactly you're thinking it is. And if you're looking to attach it to a Tesla coil, it has mass, so it's going to drop frequency in a coil for sure. Yeah, it all depends on what you're trying to do with it. With Tesla coils, it's kind of difficult. And if you run it on the inside of the Tesla coil anywhere near that thing, it's going to spark over. It'll tear a hole right through that PVC without question. You would have to design it with epoxy in between that core and that PVC, because the PVC will become electrified on you just like wood would in that situation. You would need something in there like epoxy to stop that. Then you can get your effect that you're probably looking for. Yeah, just a lot of little quirks that go with that when you're looking at it. Let's see. You make the core positive and pass a ground rod around the outside of it. Circle it. No. How to say this? If you're going to mess with the coil on the inside of the coil, I put the rod right down the center, no more than a 1/4 inch hollow tube. Works better with a 14 gauge, a solid copper wire with shielding. Those work really well. 14 gauge copper wire strands with shielding also works well. If you're trying to do something like that, if you're going to do it for like a ground thing, and you're looking to use the center of the coil, boom, you know what I mean? Right there, 1/4 inch rod, just connect it right to the ground, that it actually goes to the ground, and boom, put it right up the center of it. You're good to go. Keep it away from the sides at all costs. How do I want to say this? You're just looking at grounding and say you have a ground rod outside, well, then you just hook that to the number 2 coil with the ZVS when you're working with that. If you're working with a Slayer exciter circuit, which is the NPN or PNP, then there's no grounding necessary to that. They're free floating circuits. They will work no problem without any type of grounding on them, because it's forced energy. So basically what you're doing is you're relying on the NPN or PNP to do the timing for you, and then it'll force power through the secondary is the way the circuit's designed. So in a ZVS, it's different. You're pulsing it, and in your pulsing, it sucks energy up from the ground. I know a lot of people don't think that it does that, or it just adds a cushion behind it. It was basically what they're looking at. It stops it from going to the ground. It all depends on how you set up your coil. If you set up something with something in the center, you create a geometry to it, then you can actually pull energy right out of the ground as a ground pump if you want to do that. I've done that several times. You can get up to a 5-6 inch spark if you do it, and if you know what you're doing, you can get a spark back to that number 2 coil with a huge spark, and it would act like a bipolar Tesla coil. There's also a way to make a split coil, which is more like a bipolar, but it's a split coil, and it'll give you one side totally north, one side totally south. So it's kind of a trick coil to build, though. Yeah, I'm trying to cover it all for you, man. Um, oh, you got a nano cone. Nano cone's awesome. Piece to put inside the copper tube will be nano coated. It's another piece of copper. Never tried it or anything else like it. The only concern I have is just watch out when you do something like that, because the closer you get to the PVC, the more danger you're in of sparking over. And it doesn't matter if there's any power whatsoever on anything in the center, it'll spark over anyway. That's why I only use a certain size in the center. So just keep that in mind when you do it, because you'll end up frying an entire coil in seconds, not in minutes. In seconds, it'll fry it, and it'll light it up with that PNP circuit, man. Also, we'll do it with the NPN. You got to watch out. I should actually do that. I should just get a piece of pipe, you know what I mean, like a fencing pipe, and use it as a solid core and insulate it in between the PVC layer and show you guys how it's done, and then test it. That way you can know in your experiments if you can do it. If you do something nano coated, though, but please send it to my email. I'd love to see it. Bernie and I are going to be working on some nano coating here when he comes down. I think that's going to be epic. Never put a steel plate under it, to be honest with you. Near the water, closer to the part of the steel, would be color rainbow effect towards the. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's cool. Really cool. Joe Legacy goes into floating grounds too. Yeah. I love it when he does the radio stuff and he does the floating grounds. That was an awesome video that Joel did. Totally awesome. Loved it. I don't think I've seen that video. Pyramid power, but I can tell you how that thing works. Plus tuning your coil to a lower is best can help the pump effect. Yes, you're right with that, Dennis. Agree with you there. Nice. Okay. Ultrasonic soldering. I've never heard of that. Sounds cool. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, a lot of stuff. I don't know when Bernie's coming out. He doesn't give me a schedule, or else I'd let you guys know. I'm trying to build up enough stuff in here. So real quick, I'll just let you guys know. I bought all the stuff to do a pulse motor. I also bought everything to do the Bedini motor. So both of those are on the list already. I have two 3D printed cores for the Bedini, and I'm going to be printing out another one for the Pulse. And I got all the trigger switch in. I got all the welding rods in. I got the cords in. I'm going to 3D print those. And then the last thing is the wire. I'm looking at, Mike said, I have 26 gauge. Okay. I have, 10 pounds of that. He said to use 24 gauge. And then you can use another, like the 24 is the trigger. The 26 is the trigger. But he recommended the 24 gauge wire. So I'm working on getting that now. I'm trying to find a good deal on it. And being that each one, he said, it has to be 2 pounds. So that's his. So we'll be doing the replication of the Renegade from Mike's channel. And we're doing the Bedini. And then I'm going to check on Papa Bale because I think since we're doing the pulse motors, I'm going to go over to him and see what he's got going on and, check it out because I think he's going to give me some cool advice on some of that stuff too. So, yeah. And then, hey, Bernie's here helping me build them, man. And he'll be putting out some build videos. And then I'm hoping we get to nano coat some stuff because that would be really awesome. Like I said, he's going to set up right here on the other side, man, and set up all of his electrolysis stuff that he wanted to do while he was here. So I think that's going to be totally awesome. So we'll be doing some of those experiments. Man, we'll have a lot of stuff. I'm going to dust off the gravity flower, man, and get it running and see if we can't get that thing to do anything while he's here. I think that's going to be awesome. And then we have Tesla coil, water experiments. We have the geometry coils that will be, the circuits will be ready by then. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stuff, man. And I got my geometry coils. I'm going to make a few more of those here in the next few days. Sky's the limit, guys. We got a lot of stuff to test, a lot of things to show. We're doing a lot of camera work in there. And then we're going to go out and visit Courtney Sam's out there probably while he's here. Hopefully visit him at night, man. We'll light off that big old Tesla coil with him. I think that'd be awesome. Oh, nice. Let's see. If you print your logo, you can help you code it. Nice. Yeah, that'd be cool. Definitely be cool. Yeah. So it's kind of a good time, man. I got the thing set up. We got it getting it cleaned up. Yeah, right on, brother. Right on. Yeah, definitely come by, man. Especially, I want to see it at night. We saw it during the day last time, I think. Dude, it's going to blow everybody away. Maybe we'll throw it live on there for a little while as we get that thing going, man. That'd be totally epic. So I'll give you a call, man, when he's in town and we're looking at doing it. Thank you, though. I appreciate it that you're cool with that. So, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, man. Like I said, hey, if you're into the geometry stuff, man, go on the other channel and check it out. And go over there, subscribe, do all those fun things with that, man. If you're, we'll be doing some more Tesla coil on this channel here. I got to straighten out which coils I'm doing on which ones because I think I uploaded the wrong one last time. So my fault, not anyone else's. I'll fix that. And then we'll continue things going. I got to put out a lot more content on my channel. So with that said, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in here and listening to me today and, checking things out and hanging out with me. And I want to thank everybody who showed the videos today, man. Totally awesome, guys. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. With that said, have a great day, guys.
The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality restricted from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition, has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition, has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.